Hey guys, it's Heretic here. Gonna do something a little different this time. Gonna do an army review, or at least attempt one. Army I'm gonna talk about is my favorite of the Warhammer 40k game, which is the Imperial Guard. Been a guard player for a long time. Pretty much played it in 2nd edition. Right when Rogue Trader was transitioning into 2nd edition. I've been playing it ever since then. Favorite army. Love all the models. Love the opportunities to convert. Love the theme and just overall. Probably wouldn't be playing 40k if it wasn't for the Imperial Guard. So that's enough about me. Let's just jump right in. I've tried several times, and I get to rambling. So I'm going to do this army review without doctrines. And a lot of you right now hearing that are probably saying, why? Why would you run an army review without talking about doctrines? Here's the thing. I do things differently. That's probably why you're not seeing my face right now. Most of the times you'll see some guy talking to a webcam. Right now you're probably looking at pictures of my army while listening to me. I do things different, but there's two major reasons why I would start an army review without talking about doctrines. One, using 0 doctrines allows you to use everything in the codex. So there's a huge advantage there. You're not paying doctrine points for your Ogrins or Stormtroopers or whatever you want to run. Second thing is, I think when you're looking at an army, you gotta look at the basics first, and then you can go into kitting out your guys. So yeah. So for the remaining of this series, I am going to try to explain this army without doctrines. So let's start with the HQ. HQ, you have to have a command platoon, which is a officer with his staff, and then you can have 0 to 5 support squads. So there are several different types of officers you can have. You can have a junior officer, senior officer, heroic officer. As you move up, their stats improve. What a lot of people like to do is to buy a junior officer and give him the honorifica, which effectively changes his stats to a heroic senior officer, and you've saved 5 points. I recommend that, especially if you're doing a army list and you're trying to squeeze as much points somewhere else. 5 points could mean the difference between like a vehicle upgrade on one of your tanks, or something like that. So with that in mind, you can also have options for your guardsmen. You give them grenades. I don't really do that. Heavy weapons. A lot of people do that. Basically 2 men get assigned a heavy weapon. Missile launcher, autocannon, lance cannon, mortar, or heavy bolter. You can make them. You can also give guys special weapons, melter guns, plasma guns, grenade launchers, and so forth. Here's an important upgrade, and this is what I do. This is how I run my HQ, in case you're wondering. I use mine as leadership. For me, the guard are going to be taking lots of casualties on the field, so you're going to need leadership so that they stay as long as possible. So first thing I do when I buy my HQ is I buy a master box, and then I equip every other platoon, every other squad that can have it as a box. That way you have this giant Vox network running, and it gives your guys high leadership, and it lets them stay in the battle. So second thing I do is I throw a mortar team in there, and And a lot of people are like, what? Why are you doing that? Thing is, I know, like in White Dwarf and the codexes, you always see like the commander in the front, you know, and he's like looking all badass, and there's guns a-blazing and stuff like that. But I run my command squad like a conventional command squad. They're probably in a tent somewhere, drinking soup or eating soup, drinking tea or something. Give them a mortar so they can contribute to the fight, but usually I keep them out of line of sight and I keep them away from the battle. You know, a lot of people like to run assaulty command squads. You know, trick out your commander with like P-fists or power weapons and attach some advisors to them and give them all these attacks, and everybody's got like las pistol, close combat weapon. For me, in the club, the people that I play against, they're going to be severely outclassed. So I say, why waste the leadership, you know? And put them in the back. Have them lead from the back. Yeah, it sounds wussy, but it's effective. And like I said, the mortar allows him to contribute without being shot at. So that's pretty much how I run my HQ. Main thing that I do with my HQ is I build a firebase, and I start purchasing support squads, you know, like fire support squads, anti-tank support squads, mortar squads, special weapon squads, sentinels. The reason I do that is because this allows you to buy lots of firepower without wasting a slot. You've already wasted a slot on the HQ, and so you can build a decent fire base around them. And that's what the Guard's really about. The Guard is about shooting people up. If you're not gonna win in the shooting phase with the Guard, you're gonna have some problems. So the more weapons you can squeeze into this army, the better. That's how I feel. I'll probably have to get into this more in depth in part 2, because I'm already looking at my timer and it looks like I'm running out of time here. I just want to go over some of the other options. Medic. You can upgrade a guy to a medic. This is good if your command squad is being seen. So if you have a command squad that's either assaulty, or it's got like a missile launcher or autocannon or heavy bolter or something, and it's going to get shot at, medic's a good thing to do. Standard bearer is an option. Tell you the truth, I don't really, for me, I don't really mess around with that. That's just me. Transport. Transport's good. You know, the Chimera, to me, and I should get more into this later, is more of a pillbox than a transport. So if I buy my transport for the command squad, the command squad's never going to ride in it. They're basically going to use it as additional firepower. You put a multi-laser, a heavy bolter, and a heavy stubber on that, and you're looking at, you know, 9 shots from a vehicle that's armor 12 from the front. And sure, you're paying about 100 points, but it's well worth it. Anyways, we're running out of time, so part 2 I will cover more about the HQ. So talk to you then.